Hi all, welcome to my Eduvision Math and Beyond channel. So today I'm going to discuss Checkpoint Math Paper 1, April 2024. So the first question, Yusuf thinks of a number n, he adds 3, his answer is greater than or equal to -5 and less than 17. Write the correct inequality signs to complete the inequality. So he thinks of a number n and adds 3, so that is n plus 3. Now, his answer is greater than or equal to. So, see, they asked us to put the inequality signs, and there are mainly four inequality signs: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Over here, n plus 3 is greater than or equal to -5 and less than 70. So, this is the answer for the first one. Now, second question, 200 raised to -3 is equal to 1 by 200 raised to w. So whenever you have a number raised to a negative power, it means you have to write its reciprocal. That is, suppose you have 50 raised to -1. This is equivalent to writing it as 1 over 50. So this is writing whenever you have a negative inverse in the power, then you can write it as 1 over that number. If it is 500 raised to -2, then you can write it as 1 by 500 square. So over here, 200 raised to -3 is equal to 1 by 200 raised to w, means w is equal to 3, isn't it? So w is equal to 3. Solve the simultaneous equations. So there are two methods to solve simultaneous equations, mainly substitution method and elimination method. So from the names itself, you can guess substitution method means one of the variables, you will make them the subject first. So x minus 2y is equal to 2. You can rearrange and write it as x is equal to 2 plus 2y. So here I'm making x as the subject. Then in the second equation, in the place of x, you can substitute back 2 plus 2y. So 5 times 2 plus 2y plus 2y is equal to 58. Now opening the brackets, it becomes 5 times 2, 10, plus 5 times 2y, 10y, plus 2y outside the brackets equal to 58. So adding 10y and 2y gives 12y equal to taking 10 to the other side. That is subtracting 10 from both sides. You'll get 58 minus 10 here. So y is equal to 58 minus 10 is 48. So 48, which will be divided by 12. So you'll get y is equal to 4 and x is equal to, you can substitute back whatever y answer you got into the first equation you made, which is x is equal to 2 plus 2y. So 2 plus 2 times 4, which is 10. So x is equal to 10. Find the exterior angle of a regular 10-sided polygon. So polygon means it's a closed shape with straight sides enclosing it. So it is made up of straight line edges. For a regular, see, there are polygons two types. One is regular and then the other one is irregular. So regular polygon means all the sides of that closed shape will be of equal length. All their interior angles will be equal and all their exterior angles will also be equal. Now, suppose I draw a pentagon. Pentagon means a five-sided and this is a regular polygon. Then this each angle inside is what you call as interior angle. So if it's a five-sided polygon, it will have 5 interior angles. And exterior angle is when you extend each side outside. An angle formed on the exterior is the exterior angle. So extending every side, you can see. Now, to find the exterior angle of a regular 10-sided polygon, we have a property where all the exterior angles of a regular or irregular polygon for that matter adds up to 360 degree. Since for a regular polygon, all the exterior angles are going to be equal, you can do 360, that is the total sum of all the exterior angles divided by 10, because there will be 10 exterior angles for a 10-sided polygon. Gives the answer 36 degree. I hope it's clear. Here is a sequence of calculations. Complete the next calculation in this sequence. So if you notice here in the first set of numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, they're all odd numbers. It's following the odd pattern. That means the next one is 11. Then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Again, for you can see a pattern. Comes the next number 12. So 11 times 12 minus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So now it is even pattern. That means the next will be 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next will be 6 equal to. So 5 to 16, 16 to 27. If you notice these set of numbers, if you add 11 to each previous number, you'll get the next number, isn't it? So 5 plus 11, 16. 16 plus 11, 27. 27 plus 11, 38. That means 38 plus 11 will give you 60. So over here, 12 times 6 is equal to 60 is the answer. So the sixth question, a regular polygon has scale lines of symmetry. Take the correct statement about the order of rotational symmetry of the polygon. So see, a square, let's take the example of a square. A square is a regular polygon because all its four sides are equal, all its interior angles are equal, and all its exterior angles are also equal. It has four lines of symmetry. So what is a line of symmetry? It basically means it's a mirror line. It's the line that can divide a shape into similar halves. So this one has four lines of symmetry, isn't it? Now, what is rotational symmetry means? You make an object go through a full rotation, that is a full 360-degree you rotate, and how many times that original shape matches itself, like how many times that shape is formed. So that is the order of rotational symmetry. So for a square, every time you rotate, you're going to get the same shape. So let's say you made it go through full 360-degree and it matches itself four times, isn't it? So its order of rotational symmetry is four. That is four lines of symmetry and four rotational symmetry. So a regular polygon has k lines of symmetry, then its order of rotational symmetry is k. 7a, Mike and Pierre are each asked to write the equations of two lines that have a positive y-intercept. Tick to show if each student is correct or not correct. So the equation of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c, where m is said to be the gradient of a line. Gradient of a line means the slope of a line. And c is the y-intercept. Suppose this is a graph, this is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. Y-intercept means the point at which the straight line cuts the y-axis. Suppose it cuts at the point 2, then we say y-intercept c is equal to 2. So they are asking here for positive y-intercept. Now, Mike, y is equal to minus x plus 3. So whatever is added to the x, that is the constant number. That's what you call as the y-intercept, right? So here this is positive, and for y is equal to 2 minus x. For that also the constant number is positive. So correct. Both the equations have a positive y-intercept. Now in this, y is equal to x plus 0.5. Again, positive. Y is equal to 7 minus 5x. Again, positive. So in both the equations, they have a positive y-intercept. Equation of a line is 7 is equal to 3x plus y. Find the gradient and the y-intercept of the line. So like I said, the general format is y is equal to mx plus c, right? So we have to rearrange this equation to make y the subject. So y is equal to 7 minus 3x. Now that means the gradient is the coefficient of x. That is whatever is multiplied with x, that is what is meant by the gradient, slope of a line. So here it is negative 3. And y-intercept is 7. So it helps, you could rearrange to write it like this, minus 3x plus 7. Same as 7 minus 3x, right? So comparing that, this is m and this is 7. So y-intercept is 7. All right. Now the eighth question. to show if each conversion is correct or not correct. So 60 nanometer equal to 6 millimeter. See, millimeter is bigger than nanometer. 1 millimeter is equal to approximately, it is equal to 10 raised to 6 nanometer. So 6 millimeter will be 6 times 10 raised to 6. So this is not correct. Again, GB is bigger than MB. So 1 GB is equal to 1000 MB. That means 2000 GB will be 2000 times 1000, that many MBs, right? So this is also not correct. Okay, ninth question. Represent x greater than -2 less than or equal to 4 on the number line. So greater than means that number is not included. Everything more than -2, but not -2. -2 is not included. Less than or equal to 4 means everything up to 4. So -2 to 4, excluding the number -2. So suppose I write x is greater than 1, less than 3. It means everything from 1.001 or something, but the number 1 itself is not included up to 3. And again, 3 is not included. So whenever you have a greater than or less than symbol, that number itself is not included, right? So you put an open circle above it. So here x is greater than -2 means above the -2 line, you put an open circle. This means that -2 is not included, and then less than or equal to 4. So up to 4, including the number 4. That means over 4, you will put a filled in circle to show that the number 4 is included. And that's when there is equal to sign, greater than or less than or equal to, you put a filled in circle over that number. So this is the answer for ninth one. 10th one, the diagram shows a shape made with 3 identical rhombuses. Find the value of x. So certain properties you would like to recollect about rhombus is that opposite angles of rhombus are equal. So if this is x, then this is also x. This is y, then this is also y. So opposite angles of a rhombus are equal, and adjacent angles. Adjacent angles means angles that fall on the same line. Angles on the same line are what is meant by adjacent angles. They add up to 180. That is, they're supplementary. Angles that add up to 180 degree are called supplementary angles. So x plus 8 is equal to 180 degree. Keeping that in mind, we will now angles around, another property you might need to remember is angles around a point adds up to 360 degrees. So all these angles will have to add up to 360. Suppose this is y, then this is also y. Why? Because they are all identical rhombuses, so all these angles will be y. So 3y plus 370s are there, right? So 3 times 70, 210 degree should be equal to 360. All of these should add up to 360 degree. So rearranging, you can say that 3y is equal to 360 minus 210, which is 150 degree. Y is equal to 150 divided by 3, which is equal to 50 degree. So each of these angles are 50 degree. Now, if you want to find x, this angle and x is the angle that you found, and x is adjacent angles, right? So they add up to 180. That means x plus 50 should add up to 180. So x is equal to 130 degree. That's the answer. Eleventh one. Gabriella collects the heights of 11 indoor plants and 12 outdoor plants. The table and the incomplete back-to-back stem and leaf diagram show information about her results. See, so this is one, this is actually from the statistics chapter. It is one way of representing data. So model, minimum range, it's how values or graphs are being represented or data are represented. So back-to-back stem and leaf diagram, its best use is, its biggest advantage is that you can compare two different two different things at the same time. So here indoor plants and outdoor plants, two different things are, their heights are compared. Usually in a graph, you can only compare one, right? So back-to-back stem and leaf diagram helps you to compare two. Now, here they have given a key. So this means, so what here, this is the, let's say the key. Then using this, you can read it like this. Numbers on the left side of this, you can read it as in this order from right to left order. So 7, 8, 9, this will be 1 and 4, right? So 14, this will be 1 and 5, so 15, this will be 1 and 9, so 19, like that. And on the right side, you can read it how you normally read. From left to right is what how we normally read. So 2, 3 is 23. So here 2, 3, 27, this is 34, 35, 38, 39, 41, like that. Now, model means repeated value. So if you have a set of values, the most repeatedly occurring value is what you call as the mode of those set of values. So model height is 39 centimeter for outdoor plants, means the most, when you measure that 12 plants, out of that, most of them measured 39. Or that's the most repeating height they have seen. Then minimum height is 17 and range they have given. So range means highest value minus the lowest value. So the difference between highest and lowest value is what you mean by range. So over here, 12 outdoor plants, out of that they have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 values they have given. So you have to fill in 4 more values. So minimum height is 17, that means starts from 17. And the model height they said is 39. So here if you notice, 27 is repeated twice. So the number 39 has to be repeated more than 2 times, right? So over here 39 is only written 1 time, so you can write it 2 more times. Now that means 39 is repeated 3 times. So it's more than 27. So that means that has made 39 become the most repeating number. So model height 39, we have satisfied that also. Now range is 26 means minimum height they have given, the lowest value they have given. So highest, let's say it's x minus the lowest should give you the range. So which is equal to 26. That means adding the range and the minimum height will give you the maximum or the highest value, highest height. So 26 plus 17, 43. So using the information we have filled in the back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. Calculate the range of heights for the indoor plants. So like I said, highest minus lowest. So here highest is 30 minus lowest is 7. So 23 is the answer. Work out the value of n raised to 4 plus 29 by n plus 7 when n is equal to 3. So n raised to 4, so in the place of n, you can substitute 3. So 3 raised to 4 plus 29 by or over 3 plus 7. Now 3 raised to 4, see, basically what is meant by power is repeated addition or repeated multiplication of the same number. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 is multiplied by itself 4 times, right? So that is what is meant by 3 raised to 4. So 3 raised to 4, it is 3 square times 3 square, so 81. 9 times 9, 81. Or 3 times 3, 9, 9 times 3, 27, 27 times 3, 81. 81 plus 29 over 3 plus 7 is 10. So 81 plus 29 is 110 over 10. So gives the answer 11. Remember, 2 marks, it's you have to show 3 raised, you have to show that you have substituted the number 3 and also that 3 raised to 4 is 81, 81 plus 29 by 10. In the end, it gives 110 by 10. Steps are important in this one. Write 62,000 in standard form. So writing a number in standard form means you will try to write it in one place value digits. So that means 62,000, it should start with 6.2 times. So writing in standard form, it means representing a number in its powers of 10. So you have to write that number in powers of 10. So 6.2 times 10 raised to what is the question here? So see, your standard form should in the end be equal to 62,000. So to do this, what you do is, like I said, you 6.2 times 10 raised to something, that to find that something, what you do is, so basically you're going these many, that is, if the decimal point was here, you have to go these many places, right, to get 62,000. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So 6.2 times 10 raised to 4 gives 62,000. So this is the standard form representation. So positive power means you can move the decimal point to the right. If it is negative, just like in the B question, write 8.1 into 10 raised to minus 3 as an ordinary number. So here, as an ordinary number means the power is negative. That means move the decimal point 3 place to the left. So 1, 2, 3. So 0.0081, because into 10 raised to minus 3 means it is equivalent to dividing it by 1000. So this is the answer for 13B. Now 14. Diagram shows a shape made from 6 congruent equilateral triangles and a regular hexagon. Equilateral triangles means triangles with all the 3 sides equal and all their interior angles are 60-degree each. Congruent means exact similar copies of each other. So the same size, same shape. That's when you call them as congruent. So 6 congruent equilateral triangles means all of these triangles are exact same copies. They will have the same areas. Regular hexagon is also given, where if you notice the base of these 6 congruent triangles are the sides of the hexagon. So that means the hexagon, if you try to divide it into triangles from the center, you can divide it into 6 such triangles, isn't it? So they have given the regular hexagon has an area of 140, and if you can divide it into 6 such equal triangles, then each triangle's area is 140 divided by 6, and like I said, these are all congruent. So these 3, if you want out of that 3 triangles the shaded area, then 140 over 6 times 3. So which is, when you simplify, you will get 3 goes 6 times in 2. So 140 divided by 2, which is 70. 70 centimeter square is the answer. The table shows information about the mass of each of 23 boxes. On the grid, draw a frequency polygon to show this information. So here they have said that frequency means count. Number of boxes having the mass between 4 to 8 is 8. So all of these frequencies should add up to 23 because 23 boxes are taken here. So between 4 and 8, 8 is the frequency, means this 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 16, these are what we call as class intervals. So you take the midpoint of those. So 4 to 8, this is the midpoint 6, right? So you, for that point, you will mark the frequencies. So 8 marked for that. Then between 8 and 12, you'll mark 7. I mean, for the 10th value, where x is equal to 10, you will mark y is equal to 7. 12 to 16, it is 3. Then 16 to 20, it is 2. Then 20 to 24, it is 3. Now join these points. This is the diagram. Now on to 15B. Draw a ring around the interval that contains the median mass. Median means the middle value. Find the middle value. So out of 23 box, the middle value, to find the middle value, you can just do, if it's an odd number, then add a 1 to it and divide by 2 so that you don't get a decimal answer. Because if you do 23 by 2, you'll get 11.5, right? So instead, So 24 by 2 is 12. So where does the 12th box fall into? Which mass category does it fall into? The 12th box. So if you notice, 8 boxes fall into the 4 to 8 category. After 4 to 8, the next 7 falls into the 8 to 12 category. So that means 8 plus 7, 15. So the 12 comes in this 8 to 12 category, isn't it? So the median mass is 8 to 12. Now, 16th one, 1 by 9 is equal to 0.1 recurring decimal. So 1 by 9 or 1 over 9 is equal to 0.1. A dot above it means that they are trying to say it's a recurring decimal or a repeating decimal. So it's basically equivalent to writing it as 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Goes on like that. Okay, it's there's no end to it, goes on like that. So instead of writing, because you can't write all of them, we just represent it as 0.1 and a single dot above to show that it's that one is recurring or repeating. So using this fact, convert 7 over 9 to a decimal, give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. So that means if you want to get 3 decimal places, you should multiply this with 7, isn't it? Because 1 over 9 is equal to 0.1 recurring decimal. So 7 over 9 means 7 times 1 over 9. So that is approximately 0. If you multiply 7 with 0.1111, you'll get 0.777. Goes on like that. What you can do is, see, since they want you to give the answer up to 3 decimal places, you can round it. So if you want to round it to 3 decimal place, take the third non-zero value and then check for the third significant value and then check for the number right next to it. If it is greater than 5, add a 1 to the third decimal place or the place you're checking for. So since here 7 is greater than 5, it becomes 0.778. So this is just a method. Logically, you can also think, see, 0.77 7 is closer to 777 is closer to 778 rather than 777, isn't it? Because it has more than the half. 17th one. Jamila makes the sequence of patterns using white counters and black counters. Complete these sentences. The first one has been done for you. So number of white counters in pattern 4 is 15. If you notice in the pattern 1, so we'll just write down the number of white counters in each. 0, in here there is 3, here there is 8, here there is 15. So if you notice everything, everything is following a pattern of n square minus 1, isn't it? See, 2 square minus 1. It was supposed to have 4, but then 4 minus 1. That many white counters, right? So every pattern is n square minus 1, isn't it? This is 2 square, which is 4 minus 1. This is 3 square, 9 minus 1. This is 4 square, 16 minus 1, like that. That means number of white counters in pattern 5 will be 5 square minus 1, which is 25 minus 1 equal to 24. Now, the number of white counters in pattern 100. So again, I said the general, so using these sequence, you can get the general sequence equation, sequence formula, which is n square minus 1. So that will be 100 square minus 1, which will be 9,990. Write an expression in terms of n for the total number of counters in pattern n. See, the total counters, if you notice, it is number of white counters plus 2, isn't it? There are 2 black counters in every pattern. So the number of white counters plus 2 is the pattern. That means the general pattern is n square minus 1 for white counters, right? So what you can do is n square minus 1 plus 2, which represents the number of black counters, which is equal to n square minus 1 plus 2 gives 1. So n square plus 1 is the answer. Okay, tick to show if each of the calculations is equivalent to 37 into 10 raised to minus 3 or not. So into 10 raised to minus 3, I already said negative is in the power, it means it is 1 by 10 raised to 3, which is equivalent to being divided by 1000, isn't it? So 37 is being divided by 1000. So the decimal representation is 0.037. Now 3.7 into 0.001, which also when you multiply it, you'll get the answer 0.037. Isn't it? Decimal points will be moved to place here. So this is in fact equivalent to 37 into 10 raised to minus 3. Now 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 2. 0.01 is actually 10 raised to minus 2. So this is also equivalent. 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 4. See, 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 2 is equivalent. So obviously 3.7 into 10 raised to another power won't be same, isn't it? So not equivalent. 37, or even if you want to convert it, this will be 0.0037. 0037. Yes. 37 divided by 10 raised to 3. That I have already said in the beginning, right? 37 into 10 raised to minus 3 means it is being multiplied by 1 by 10 raised to 3, which is 1 by 1000, which is equivalent to dividing it by 1000. So, yes, equivalent. Point A lies on the y-axis and point B lies on the x-axis. M is the midpoint of AB, P is the midpoint of MB. Find the coordinates of point A and the coordinates of point B. So first we'll write a general representation of what the coordinates will be. On the x-axis, the y value will be always 0. So that means let's say this is x, comma, 0, isn't it? And on the y-axis, it will be x value, which is always 0. So 0, comma, y. Now, this is how we represent coordinates, right? X value first and then y value first. So the midpoint of A and B is M. So if I took the A as 0, y and B as x 0, then their midpoint. Midpoint formula is add the first and second x coordinates and divide by 2. That is corresponding x coordinates, you add them and divide by 2 to get the x midpoint. To get the y midpoint, do the same. y1 plus y2 divided by 2. That is, if you had x1 and y1 and the other point was xy, then just add these 2 points, x plus x1 divided by 2 to get the midpoint, and then y plus y1, because you're doing halfway between them, right? You're finding the point which is halfway between them. Divide by 2. So here, same thing we are doing, 0 plus x, so x over 2, and then y plus 0 divided by 2, so y by 2. So this is the midpoint M. Now, between M and B, they're saying that the midpoint of MB is 60, 11. That means when you add and divide x by 2 with x, you should get 60 as the answer. That is x plus x by 2. If you divide it by 2, should be equal to 60, because that's the midpoint formula I'm applying. That means rearranging, you will get x plus x by 2 equal to 60 times 2, which is 120. And x plus x by 2 is just like how we normally add fractions, 3x over 2. 120, rearranging, you will get x is equal to 120 times 2 divided by 3. So 240 divided by 3, x is 80. So you found the x value, that means B coordinate is 80, 0. Now, to find the y value, y by 2 plus 0 plus 0 and dividing it by 2 should be equal to 11. That means y by 2 plus 0 equal to 11 divided by 2. So if you take the 2 to the other side, it becomes y by 2 plus 0. 0 is y by 2 itself, right? So y by 2 equal to 11 times 2, 22. So y is equal to 2 times 22, which is 44. So y coordinate is 44. So 0, 44. This is the y coordinate, it will be 0, 44. X is an integer and it is being represented as cube root of x is greater than 1, less than 2. Complete these sentences about x. One possible value of x is, and there is a total of how many possible values of x. Now, cube root of x, they're saying it falls from 1, it's between 1 or greater than 1 and then less than 2. Now, I'm going to represent all of them as cube root. Cube root of which number gives 1? Cube root of 1 itself gives you the answer 1, isn't it? Then cube root of x, we don't know. Let it be like that. Now, cube root of which number gives 2? It is 8, isn't it? Cube root of 8 gives the answer 2. This is actually same as writing it as 1 x, cube root of x is greater than 1, less than 2. I have just represented it the cube root forms. That means the x is between 1 and 8, right? X is greater than 1, but less than 8. So the possible numbers are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So one possible values out of these, you can pick any and write. I'll just write 3. There is a total of how many possible values? 6, isn't it? I hope it's clear. Point P lies on the line y is equal to 5 minus 2x. The x coordinate of P is a negative integer. The y coordinate of P is a prime number. Find a possible pair of coordinates for point P. So they already said point P lies on the line. So any point that lies on a line, they have given the equation of it, means all those points on the line should satisfy the equation. Suppose you choose a point 2, 3. If it is on this y is equal to 5 minus 2x, then it should, when you substitute 2 in the place of x and 3 in the place of y, 5 minus 2 times, you should get back the y. When you do the calculation, you should get the points. That means x coordinate of P is a negative number. So you can choose anything that is x is less than 0. Any integer that is less than 0. So it could be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. But when you choose them, it should be in such a way that when you substitute it in 5 minus 2x, the y value you get should be a prime number. So it's a trial and error. So we'll just start with the first negative number. So y is equal to 5 minus 2 times negative 1. So in the place of x, I have substituted negative 1. That means 5 minus, see, minus 2 times minus 1. Negative number minus negative gets positive answer, right? So comes plus 2. 5 plus 2 equal to 7. Now 7 is a prime number. That is when x is a negative coordinate number and y is, you get a positive answer, which is a positive prime number. Sorry, you get a prime number. So you have got a point which satisfies the equation, that is on the line y is equal to 5 minus 2x and x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is a prime number. Workout. 8 over 9 plus 1, 1 over 3 divided by 4, 4 over 5. So give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So mixed number, first when we start working, we'll just convert them all into improper fractions. So 8 over 9 plus 1, 1 over 3 divided by 4, 4 over, okay, 1, 1 over 3. When you convert it into improper fraction, you will get 3 times 1, 3 plus 1. That is 4 over 3 is 1, 1 over 3 divided by 4, 4 over 5 means 5 times 4, 20 plus 4. So 24 divided by 5. Now, if you guys need to remember bit mass or board mass rule to do this. It means if there is, when simplifying an expression, the first thing you do is solve whatever is inside a bracket. After that, you give preference for any powers. That is what is represented by order, or if it's in the case I, then it means indices. And D for division or multiplication. Division or multiplication has the same preference. It's just that you do it from the left to right order. That is, whoever comes first. If division comes first, then you do division, then multiplication. But basically, they both have the same level of preference. Then comes addition or subtraction. Again, you do it in the left to right order. Whoever comes first, you do that. But obviously, if a division comes and then addition comes, you do division first and then addition. So that's what Boltzmann's rule is trying to tell you. So over here, 8 over 9 plus 4 over 3 divided by 24 over 5 means you will do the division part first. So 8 by 9 plus, now 4 over 3 divided by 24 over 5. If you are dividing with a fraction, you can write it as a multiplication with a reciprocal number. Reciprocal means make the denominator the numerator, numerator the denominator. That is flip it. So basically 5 over 24. So division you have made it multiplied with 5 over 24. Now, I'm doing something called cross cancellation. That is, I'm checking if these opposite numbers are able to divide each other. So 4 is able to divide 24. 4 divides 24 6 times, isn't it? 4 goes 6 times into 24. So, and 1 time into 4. So I've divided the opposite numbers with the same 4. So 8 over 9 plus 1 times 5 over 3 times 6, which is 18. So 8 over 9 plus 5 over 18. Now, if you want to work with fractions, you have to make, if you want to add fractions, you have to make the denominator same. So multiplying top and bottom with 2. So 16 over 18 plus 5 over 18 gives 21 over 18. Now, they said they wanted it as a mixed number in its simplest form. So first we'll simplify. 21 over 18, both are divisible by 3. So 7 over 6. Representing it as a mixed fraction, 1 over 6. That's the final answer. A square has a side length of x centimeter. Mia enlarges the square by increasing each side length of the square by 200 percentage. The side length of an enlarged square measures kx centimeter. So I'm going to draw a square first. So they said the original side was x. So for a square, all the sides will be x then, isn't it? It is, each square is increased by 200 percentage. So that becomes a bigger square whose new side is kx. See, increase by 200% means to this x, you would have to add 200 percentage of the original side length. So 200 over 100 times x. 200 over 100 is 2. So 2x. Basically x plus 2x. So the new kx was actually 3x. You have made the sides 3 times bigger. So the answer for K is 3. Now find the percentage increase in the area of the square after enlargement. Again, originally the area was x square, isn't it? Area you find by multiplying the sides. So x times x, x square. And again, for the enlarged square, it is, the new side we found is 3x. So it is 3x times 3x, 9x square is the new area. That is the increase in area they're asking. How much it got increased? So it got increased by 8x square, isn't it? So you just need to find the percentage of that. So let's say if x square was the original 100 percentage, then you have increased it by 8 times more. So 800 percentage is the increase in area. Hi, that's clear. All right. Thank you.